Hello, this is Kenneth from Vegan Eats 843, and if you saw that thumbnail, you would know that this is the vegan Sunday dinner. This is part 2 of that video. Part 1, we pretty much just showed you how to get these sweet potatoes going. I don't know if you can see all that syrup that's starting to form in there, and all we did was just cut up our sweet potatoes. We put an eighth of a cup of cane sugar, some cinnamon, and some nutmeg, and we just let that sit on there for about 2 hours. Now I have it on low. It's gonna start simmering, and those gonna be some fine sweet potatoes, but they won't be all that sweet. All right, so in this pot we're gonna do the greens, and for all my beans and my greens, I usually use the same ingredients as far as seasoning. For my turnip greens, I like to add, for my collard greens, I like to add turmeric and also jalapeno. But everything else that you see here, the salt, the pepper, the cumin, the olive oil, the garlic, the onion, and the green peppers, that all goes in both of the recipes. So here we go. I just start off with a little bit of olive oil in both of them. And I want to clarify something. When I first started really cooking, I used to call my father and ask him about his recipes. I used to call different aunts. Both my grandmothers had passed, and both my mother had passed. So I really didn't have anybody other than my father and a few aunts. So I would call them and I would be all in a panic. But as you guys gonna see, I don't really too much measure stuff. So once you start doing this for a while, it'll just become second nature. So don't worry about it. I watch YouTube videos, and I used to sit up and wonder how people could remember such recipes. But you know what? It became like second nature once I started really cooking. So I usually just use a teaspoon of pepper, but then I use 2 teaspoons of cumin in each, and I use 2 teaspoons of cumin in both pots. Then, like I say, I'm gonna wait for last so I don't mix them up. So I'm gonna do the salt. I do 2 teaspoons in both of these. And if you get a little bit more than see how it's kind of going over, so I might just round it like that and just let that go. I'm not really so precise, because remember, we're gonna be adding like 4 to 6 cups of water, so it will dilute. Don't panic. Now, as I stated, this is the only one that I add turmeric to, which is the greens. Let me just move those out the way. And then, as I stated, use them in both. So I get about half of them and get the other half. And then we're gonna get half of these and the other half. And I usually like to use fresh jalapeno, but these are the already, I don't know, the kind that's ready for burritos and tacos. Then I'm just gonna take half this garlic and half that garlic. Now what I usually do is I've already rinsed and cleaned both the beans and the collard greens. I just add it to the medium itself. And I did not prep myself with the spoon. So I just like to get the seasoning, just kind of get all over everything before I add the water. And then with this one, I'm gonna put it about on 5. And And I'm just using regular tap water. Some people use like a vegetable stock or filtered water. As I stated, I'm just using regular old tap water. And I'm not really measuring it. I've done it so much. I'm just gonna cover it by about maybe 2 to 3 inches. And I'm just gonna let those start simmering. Something about that seasoning. So a little trick that I do is so my lid stays. And there you go. Now with this one here, and I wish this was a big time production where I had an assistant pulling everything out of you guys' way. One day, God say so. But for now, just know that I try to keep a clean kitchen. All right, so we're gonna just turn this around a little bit. Like I say, all I'm really doing, and once again, my father taught me this trick. He said, make sure you get all your greens, let it kind of wilt for a second, and get some of those ingredients, seasoning all in it. Come on back in here. Oh, we got a runner. We got a runner. All right. So see how that seasoning is kind of on every leaf? And once again, just get me some tap water. Now with cabbage, you don't have to add water. But with greens, I find you have to add water. There's no getting around it. I scorched me some greens the first time. And I believe what I'm gonna do because this wheel, I don't know if you can see in there. I'll tilt it a little bit. So see how the water is pretty much almost, it's pretty much on the surface if you mash it down a little bit. Well, I like that because these greens are going to shrink up. And I believe then you're gonna end up with just the right amount of water. But you know what? I'm gonna go a little bit more. I think that's perfect. Now I know what you're saying. Where's the hog maws? Where's the pig's feet? Where are the ham hocks? Where are the pieces of ham? Well, this is Vegan Eats 843. And believe it or not, this olive oil adds the meatiness